All right, give us a little bit of a taste of what it was like to interact with Frost. I hear you were his driver, among other things.
I was, and that was fraught with anxiety because he decided after being here for 10 days or so that he wanted to go back to Cambridge. He wanted to go back to his house there, and who was going to drive him there? Well, Professor Pritchard. And I think I may have even canceled a class to do this. I had an old Dodge that burned oil like crazy, and I filled up the oil tank and so on. But here we are on Route 2 with the gray eminence next to me, making conversation and keeping my eyes on the road and talking about my dissertation on the poet, which I just finished. And he said to me, I remember, don't try to publish it now. Keep it around, deepen it. Very good advice. And I kept it around and deepened it for 20 years or so. But just the difficulty of having a famous figure in your, being responsible.
What are similarities in what you think you experienced as an Amherst student and what you at least imagine or see students experiencing today? And how would you characterize the differences? And the same question for you, Michael.
Well,
given your interest in the history of Amherst and what's changed, what's also stayed the same?
Well, I think this is a great example of how not much has changed because if this were a car, then in the passenger seat would be a very famous figure in the world of English who is both intimidating in that he's well-renowned everywhere, and yet I'm sitting next to him here and I'm able to go to class and hear him talk and go to his office hours. So that's Amherst's best tradition, I would say. And it was actually that story that was recorded in an earlier interview of the trip to Boston with Frost that made me say, first, I should meet this professor while I'm here, take a class with him if I can, and two, dig into the history of this school a little bit more, because that story was just sitting in a dark corner of the Amherst website, and I wanted to try to bring them to life too, by having these talks, having this history series, and to be able to come to class every day and hear stories like that and analyze these poems by Frost, by others, with someone like Professor Pritchard is a taste of what makes Amherst so special.
And always has.
And always has.